Hey everyone and welcome to the channel. Today we're doing something pretty large. I did one of these last year and it was chaotic but fun. But seeing as I got a lot of things lately, I thought it'd be a good idea to do a sort of quick unboxing showcase thing like that, and hopefully actually quick because the last video was an hour long and that was just exhausting. But this one, hopefully I can sort of condense it a bit and we'll hopefully have a more streamlined video, and I will actually put a lot of b-roll of these figures and things like that in the video, so it'll just make for a better viewing experience for all of you. But yeah, quick history. I got really into S.H.Figuarts again very end and early this year. Well, last year, this year. Because they announced S.H.Figuarts Trunks 2.0. Huge Trunks fan, and I had gotten out of collecting for S.H.Figuarts, even sold pretty much everything for my collection, and then they announced the re-release, oh not re-release, they announced the new release, and I got excited, and then I was like, well, I need Vegeta to go with Trunks, I need Goku to go with Vegeta, I need Frieza to go with Goku, I need Tien to go with everyone else, I need Cell, I need Frieza's first form, second form, third form. It went all crazy. Anyway, this is the result of a very brief moment of me impulse buying. Now, a lot of this is me buying pre-owned through Yahoo auctions and things like that. This is not a plug for Yahoo auctions or anything like that, but it is a lot of fun to browse on there. Very dangerous for your wallet. But I found a lot of these on Yahoo auctions, and thankfully not too many of them were at their current market value. I found pretty good deals. But yeah, let's get right into it. So first up, we've got a few figures. We've got the S.H.Figuarts Naruto Uzumaki and the S.H.Figuarts Sakura Haruno. These are the sort of new release 2022 S.H.Figuarts, so this is like the 2.0/3.0 Naruto, because they've done different versions of him, but this is sort of like 2.0 of the Shippuden design. And Sakura, I believe this is the first time she's ever had an S.H.Figuarts, so that's really cool. They've also got some more. So there's Sasuke Uchiha and Kakashi Hatake, again 2.0 figures. They have had previous versions, previous outfits and things like that, but these are like new molds, new body structures and things like that, and pretty much all of these new Naruto figures share similar joint structures and things like that, which is why we sort of call them the 2.0 mold, because they share a lot of similarities, and even though Sakura hasn't had a 2.0 mold, it's sort of similar in that sense. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, these were the 4 S.H.Figuarts Naruto figures that were released last year, and they're doing pre-time skip figures this year, which is very cool. These are really cool figures. I had another Naruto for a display somewhere else, and I had a lot of fun with it, which is why I grabbed these. And I like Naruto a lot, and there's not a lot of representation in terms of figures that are really good or really affordable, and these were both, so that was really cool. So I grabbed all 4 of those, and there will be reviews of the Naruto figures up. I don't know if they're going to be already live on the channel by the time this video comes up, or before. It really depends on how long this takes to edit and release, but there are reviews of the Naruto figures. If they are already out, there will be a link in the description for these. I've also got Anya Forger from Spy Family. Now, in terms of S.H.Figuarts, it's pretty damn tiny, but it does look cool. I fell in love with it because of the alternate faces that you get, even if it is at the sake of articulation, because from what I've seen, not super articulated, and it's very tricky posing a tiny figure, but I loved the face sculpts on these, same as the Naruto ones. I love the face sculpts on them and the colouring, and I think S.H.Figuarts is really like stepping up their game in terms of like colouring and anime accuracy and all that. But yeah, Anya looked really good. I'm probably not going to get the Yor and Lloyd, at least not these versions, because they're doing like their assassin and spy outfits, but I think they're doing like homeware outfits as well, and I think those would be way better for something like Anya. Next up, Now these are in no particular order, just the ones that I'm picking up out of nowhere. So this is Jiren from Dragon Ball Super. And now I'm not a huge fan of Jiren. I think he's alright. But I do appreciate his importance to the story, at least for the Tournament of Power. I mean, that was the only arc he was in, but I appreciate what he did to push Goku forward. And even though I think his design could have easily been auto-generated and was basically like fill-in for potential other villain design, because like really he's so basic. He worked, and when he got full power Jiren, it worked even better. Speaking of, I'm really hunting for a full power Jiren, but this one isn't bad either, and they don't do a lot of Jiren figures, and I'd like to have a display of Dragon Ball Z and Super. So I think Jiren was important for that. I'm just going to put him back in his box while we go through more stuff. So I've got Dragon Ball Super Future Trunks. This one is weirdly hard to get. I think it's just because Trunks is super popular and he has really good accessories. Now, one of the things that's annoying about S.H.Figuarts, especially lately, is that they don't come with a lot of accessories and the price point's rather high. But because I got out of Figma recently, and that price point is way higher for less quality most of the time, or at least I had some bad ones in a row, and that really soured me on it. It's nice to have a more affordable figure line, even if the accessories aren't as good in terms of like barely any S.H.Figuarts come with stands, which is a bit of a shame, but thankfully the stands are cheap. But yeah, so S.H.Figuarts Super Trunks. You can do Gallic Gun and the Spirit Sword. Unfortunately, my Trunks is pre-owned and damaged, and so I need to fix him, but I'll get to that eventually. He was way cheaper because of that, because this figure goes for about 200 Australian dollars, if not more, currently on the market, which is just ridiculous. Like, it's effectively a slightly more high-end toy. Generally, I don't like using the term toy to describe things like this, but because of the amount of paint applications on a lot of these figures and how they pose, they are sort of more in line with toys than they are like collector items figures. Especially a lot of the more recent superhero releases, because they're a much lower price point and they look almost more like toys. But then you've got the Dragon Stars line, which are genuinely toys. So it's a bit weird, the S.H.Figuarts. They are genuinely collectibles and everything like that. It's just that sometimes they sort of edge more close to the toy aspect, which is why sometimes when you see the high price point, it's a bit jarring. Next up, we've got Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. This is the more recent release, which has very few accessories, but has a really cool metallic hair color Rose. There were 3 releases of Goku Black, and the second SDCC exclusive one looks really, really cool, but I'm not paying that price for it. This one is interesting. This one, I don't know if it's a repaint or recolor, but it's the original Goku mold, and this is like the 1.0 body. And I grabbed it because I think it's a cool little piece of figurine history, but also because he comes with the Kamehameha effect, because the older S.H.Figuarts were a bit more generous with their accessories. So I grabbed that, and I liked his faces, and I'd like to see, in terms of comparison, where we were and where we are now. So that's really cool. I'm going to pop him back in the box so I don't lose it either. Next up, we've got Vegeta. Now, again, this is one of those ones where it's like the older figures were way better for accessories, so this uses the 1.0 mold again, but he's got normal hair, he's got Super Saiyan hair, and he's got his Spirit Sword, which is really, really cool. Like, that's all you need from him. And he's got nice faces too. And I think this is one of the ones that aged quite a bit better. Next up, we have Super Saiyan 2, or Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2 Team Gohan. This one's an interesting one because I used to own this years and years ago, and I thought it was okay then, but because I was diving deep into this rabbit hole, I grabbed another one. And he's relatively cheap, thankfully, but the figure itself is a little meh. They did do a 2.0 body where he's battle damaged, and it's a much better figure, but I would have liked him not to be battle damaged. But yeah, I grabbed that just in case. I've also got Super Saiyan Awakening Goku, and this is the battle damaged Super Saiyan 1 Goku using a 2.0-ish mold. I think it was sort of just around when they introduced the 2.0 mold. But this one's got a lot more paint and detail than a lot of the other sort of modern, sort of modern S.H.Figuarts, where there's less paint but a lot more bare plastic, which means that there's better part separation and things like that, and you can play with them and pose them a lot more safely without worry of paint chipping or transfer or anything like that. So he was released in a sort of like greyish area where they still painted them up quite a bit. And the hair looks really good, and I like the shading on the body. So yeah, that's cool, and it's a very iconic Goku look. One more down here, and this is the 2.0 Gohan that I was talking about. And yeah, it's weird that he's battle damaged but doesn't have any like scars or blood effects on him or anything like that, which is a bit weird, and you can really tell where the paint starts and the bare plastic is. It's a bit weird. But it looks pretty good, and the face sculpt is fantastic. I've heard that you can't swap it with the original, which sucks because I would have liked that face on that body, or something like that. But yeah, that's not too bad. Just over here, I've got a pile of bags and things like that to pull out. This one is really cool. It's the biggest Figuarts that I've bought. And this is Final Form Cooler. And I shouldn't have to explain that Cooler just looks fantastic. I've heard that it's an incredible figure, and I just love Cooler's design. Weirdly enough, even though sometimes joints put me off on posable figures, I think this is one of the few ones where the joints just work very naturally. And even from this little window here, I can tell that he's going to be incredible. It just looks great. Next up, Super Saiyan 2.0 Super Saiyan 3 Goku 2.0. That was weird. But yeah, this is one of the few S.H.Figuarts that comes with a stand because his hair's just too heavy. He can't stand up otherwise. I also don't think it looks a lot like Goku, but there isn't a lot of Super Saiyan 3 stuff anyway, so I thought I'd grab it. But yeah, I think it'll be cool. I wish he came with more effect part type things, but his hair's cool, and the colouring looks really good, so that's nice. This one I used to own as well, and I regret selling it pretty much all the time. But I've got him again now, and this is Vegeta 2.0, which is Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan Vegeta. He's only got one style of hair, which is fine. But he's got the Spirit Sword, which is incredible for modern S.H.Figuarts. He's got the 2.0 body, which is great as well. And he's also got the final Kamehameha. He also comes with an accessory piece for his Spirit Sword to cling onto Zamasu. And so you can do like a stabbing effect. And I don't know if it works with any other S.H.Figuarts, but I know it definitely works with Zamasu. But that's cool. You can make really good dynamic displays with that. This one I used to have as well, and he shot up in price like nobody's business. He's definitely one of the sort of like grail figures at the moment because he's amazing for customs. So this is normal Vegeta. You can just pop his head off and put it on pretty much any other 2.0 body and make normal Vegeta pretty easily. I don't have a Super Saiyan Vegeta to test it out on, but you can probably guess that it looks alright like that. It's annoying because I think they keep teasing normal Vegeta with Saiyan armor anyway, and they just don't release it. But I wanted to grab this because I like the Saiyan saga, and I really like Vegeta's first appearance. And to go with him, I've got Nappa. Now this is the event exclusive Nappa, and the only difference between this one and the original is that this one's missing an effect piece. Like, they didn't give him one of his effect pieces, but his color is way more accurate to the show. The other one was like a little darker and things like that, but I preferred to have like the Vegeta and the Nappa match in terms of color a bit better. They did also do the color that Vegeta first arrived in that like random planet before the Saiyan Saga really got going. Color scheme was like really, really like odd color matching, and like it was like orangey and things like that. It was wild. But you can get that one, and that's really expensive, but I can kind of see why. This one is Super Buu. He looks incredible. I love Buu as a design. He's an okay villain, but I prefer Cell and Frieza. But Super Buu I really, really liked, and I'd like them to do like a Buu absorbed one or a level 3 Gotenks absorbed one. I know they keep teasing it, but I'd like them to do it, especially since this figure looks incredible. He also comes with an accessory for Fat Buu, but I don't have the Fat Buu, and the joints on that one for some reason really turn me off. But this figure looks fantastic. And he's also nice and tall. And the other thing I like is a lot of the S.H.Figuarts scale with each other. Not all of them, but like 90% of them scale correctly, at least the new ones. And this is, I know it's an unboxing thing, but, and this is a little bit cheap, but this is the only S.H.Figuarts I had left after selling all of mine. And this is Dragon Ball Super Broly. And I really like this one because you can go normal or Super Saiyan, and the sculpt is just fantastic, the color's great, and just, yeah, a really, really, really fantastic figure. Next up, we've got Captain Ginyu. Now, I didn't get all of the Ginyu Force because they're super expensive, but I thought at least get Captain Ginyu. He seems really, really posable, and he's got basically any accessory that you really need for him, because the posability really speaks for itself. He comes with a Namekian Dragon Ball, and the sculpt just looks really, really good, and I think you can also do where he's battle damaged for the body swap, which is great. Next, this is one that I didn't have before, but I always sort of wanted. Now this is Dragon Ball Super Broly Full Power. And I kind of wanted the original Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, but it's something about like his neck or his head, it just seems off on every single sculpt that they've done of him. And so I'm really, really on the fence for it, especially with the high price point. But I think by the time this one came out, they really nailed the sculpt, and it looks so much better, so I'm really happy with that, and I've got at least the Super Broly done. Not done yet. So this is First Form Cell, and it looks fantastic. It's one of the most modern Figuarts that are in this sort of pile here, besides the Naruto and Anya. But this looks really, really cool. Mine had box damage, so the price was pretty low, all things considered, but it was an unopened figure just with box damage. And they've thankfully tightened it up a bit, even though it is obvious where it's been fixed. But the figure looks fantastic, and it looks pretty proportional. I really hope we get Imperfect Cell. I really hope we get Semi-Perfect Cell after this, and an actual 2.0 Perfect Cell, which would be great because that one's really off in proportions. Next one, it's another figure I used to have. This is Gogeta, and you can go normal or SSG SS. I'd like them to do a Janemba movie Gogeta, and even a Janemba would be nice. But that's cool. I really like Gogeta. He's one of my favorite characters. I actually just like the fusions. They're just fun. And I like the personality they gave Gogeta in the Super movie. And thankfully, and now that we're doing like the Super Saiyan 4 like GT characters and things like that, maybe we'll get a level 4 Gogeta. That'd be nice. But we've got the Figuarts Zero, which is cool, and I've got that one, so I can always scale him and put him in a diorama, which would be nice. Next up is 2.0 Krillin, which came out last year, I think, and he's meant to be more anime accurate and everything like that, and he actually comes with a good amount of accessories. His face is fantastic, comes with the Destructo Disc and the Sensu Beans, and yeah, apparently it's really, really good. Haven't opened him up, so I don't really know if he's that good, but he looks great. Next up is Super Saiyan Full Power Goku, and now this one is, I think it's a re-release, or it's just the first Super Saiyan Goku with the 2.0 body, but yeah, his hair looks really, really like anime accurate in terms of like the full power Super Saiyan. It's just like a very, very solid yellow without any shading on it at all. His faces are okay. He's got like a happy-ish face, which doesn't really blend well. It sort of looks like that his forehead's a bit too high But yeah, look, it's alright. You just need a Super Saiyan Goku that's fairly normal in a collection like this. And next up is Great Saiyaman. I unironically really like Great Saiyaman. He's just odd, but in a cool way. And I've liked every design of him. I like the helmet, I like the bandana, I like when he takes off the cape and the helmet and goes back to Gohan. I like it when he goes Super Saiyan. And I really like the green outfit when Gohan's Super Saiyan. And this figure does literally all of that, which is fantastic. It's got every accessory you need for it, and that's definitely one of the best S.H.Figuarts I've seen. Next up, we have Super Saiyan Gotenks. From what I've seen, pretty mid figure, and I think that's because... Just need to get some tape off that. I think that's because he's just always Super Saiyan. Like, you could have done level 3. Level 3 would have been cool. Or normal and Super Saiyan. He comes with a Ghost, which is cool, and Galactic Donuts. And I think he comes with a stand. But, yeah, it's just... It looks just okay, and I can already see that there's some weird colour matching from just looking through the window of the box. Next up is Piccolo 2.0. So this is the proud Namekian Piccolo. His lips are coloured in, which is a bit weird. But the figure itself looks really good. I like the cape. I've seen how it attaches, which is really cool. And there's even like a stand attachment point so you can get him floating and stuff like that. I also heard that you can use this cloak on the newly released Superhero Piccolo, even though it's a completely new mold, which is really cool. I like that idea. And you got to have a Piccolo in your collection somewhere. Next is the Dragon Ball Superhero Gohan. I wanted an Ultimate Gohan, and I also wanted a Buu Saga Gohan, and I think this fits pretty well with that. I know I've got Great Saiyaman, but like that sort of Piccolo-inspired gi of Gohan's, I think that's really, really cool, and the sculpt is like the 3.0 body, I've heard, but he looks incredible from the window. I know he doesn't have a lot of accessories because they're doing like some weird Build-A-Figure thing with these superhero figures, but looks pretty good. Next is one of my favourite characters that keeps getting more and more development in the manga and extended universe out of nowhere, which is Bardock. And yeah, I just really like Bardock. I'm happy that he comes with an effect piece. It also comes with a Scouter, and you can swap out the Scouter with a normal ear and all of that. Yeah, I like Bardock. He's cool. He's simple, but he's cool. Not even close to being done yet. Oh, well, we are close-ish. Got Dragon Ball Bulma. I like Bulma, and I wanted to get a Dragon Ball figure, and I was kind of interested in getting all of the Bulmas, but I think I'm going to stop at 2, and you'll see what the other one is as well. We'll see if I find a good deal on the other one. It's nice to see Bulma from when it all started. Next up is my other Bulma. You can tell by how tiny the box is. So this is the Journey to Planet Namek Bulma. So this is actual Dragon Ball Z Bulma, and she's got some goofy accessories. She's got good faces. Both of these have got good faces and pretty good accessories. But this Bulma also comes with the Dragon Radar and massive Namekian Dragon Ball, backpack, hat, things like that. But yeah, it's one of her most iconic outfits, and the Frieza Saga is one of the most iconic arcs in the entire franchise, so I like having more representation from that. Next up is Ultra Instinct Goku. Now, Ultra Instinct Goku, I'm actually more of a fan of Saiyan than I am Perfected, but I do like this figure because it's got battle damage, his faces are pretty good, and he comes with the Kamehameha effect piece, which is ridiculously rare because so many of these figures here just don't have effect pieces. And it's so bizarre, and it's like, you've already got the mold, you can just re-release it endlessly, it's so weird. But yeah. Next is the original Goku Black release. Now, this is a really, really cool figure because you can go normal or rosé, and the colouring for the rosé is fantastic. Comes with a dark Kamehameha and an energy blade for his hand, which is really cool. I think the only thing it could use are a few more faceplates, but we get 2 faceplates per like rosé and normal Goku Black, so that's pretty cool. And we get 2 different effect pieces, which is like really, really good for modern S.H.Figuarts. So he's really good. Next is Final Form Frieza, and this is a Resurrection version or something like that. It's the Dragon Ball Super version of Frieza, which is just a remold. Well, it's just a re-release of the original Frieza mold, but with redone paint and removed 1 accessory and added the halo, I believe. But yeah, it's Frieza, the Frieza Final Form, and it was a good mold then, so they probably re-released it now, thinking, yeah, it's fine. And there's another one after that, just same mold, different colouring, and less accessories, but comes with Dragon Ball. But yeah, this one comes with Death Ball and Death Beam, so that's cool. And next is Broly movie Vegeta, and he can go blue or red. And yeah, there's not a lot of Vegeta Saiyan armor figures besides his original like Super Saiyan 1 and the release 2.0 version of it. But yeah, it's weird. Like, Vegeta gets a lot of support and no support at all. It's just bizarre. He doesn't have any effect pieces, but you got the swappable heads, so that's cool. And I like the Broly movie Vegeta. Next is Broly movie Goku, also just Super Goku because he uses this style quite a bit. And yeah, he's just the same 2.0 Goku we've seen several times already, and same 2.0 body we've seen several times already, just with blue hair. Next is Fused Zamasu, which is a very cool figure. He doesn't come with any effect pieces beyond his like weird halo thing behind him, which is a cool effect piece, but you can swap out his head and his arm to do the sort of corrupted fusion look, which is a very cool design choice, and I think that that's a really fantastic figure, especially since for some bizarre reason Zamasu has like no figures, unless it's like S.H.Figuarts or Dragon Stars. Like, I'd love them to do like a proper Ichiban Kuji Zamasu, like fused and corrupted and all that. It's just weird. Next up, the last 2 figures. Yeah, it's the last 2 figures. These are the GT figures. These are the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. So far, they've been releasing 1 GT figure a year, which is really cool. So all signs point to Gogeta this year, or potentially like Omega Shenron or Super Baby. I think Super Baby 2 would be cool, but I think we'll probably get Gogeta first. But yeah, I've heard these are really, really good. These are using the supposed 3.0 mold, but I won't really know until I get my hands on them proper. But yeah, they look really good. As much as I don't really care about GT, I do like Super Saiyan 4, I do like Gogeta, I do like Omega Shenron, and I do like Super Baby. But it's all of the other elements that I don't really care about. But yeah, that's my poor decision making on one table. And behind me, and everywhere in this room. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I will be doing B-roll and things like that. Hopefully I can get to reviewing all of these. Probably won't, but you never know. I'll do my best. But yeah, they're pretty cool figures. I've gone overboard on these, and there's still some that I'm missing in terms of the complete set that I want. I don't want every single S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball, but there's like certain ones that I want to complete little sets. Like, I'd like to have all the Ginyu Force, but I don't need all the Ginyu Force. I just wanted Ginyu and things like that. But generally, I'm okay with not completing sets. Like, I like Hit from Super, but I'm not going to get the Hit one unless I find it really, really cheap. But I like Kefla, so I'll probably get Kefla. And Kefla's got the same thing as Zamasu, just like no merch. It's so bizarre. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you all next time.